Some viewers may find this disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised. This is the U.S. Modern History Project with Skilly Bones Joe.
Me, Mr. Brandon.
And me, Homeless Man 7.
7, you're supposed to, you can't
Yep.
use your actual, what is wrong with you?
Really?
7, we, look,
Hey.
we practiced for
Have
7
you
days.
got a problem with
I'm
homeless
not,
people?
I'm-
Is that what it is?
Woo!
Can't handle me because I'm homeless?
Hello. Welcome to the recreation of Reconstruction, featuring your favorite characters, including, but not limited to, most of Abraham Lincoln, Andrew This Guy Sucks Johnson, a bunch of old white dudes called Congress, and a ton of slaves. Or at least they used to be slaves. Now they're not slaves, but they're kind of still slaves, but not legally. Well, actually, kind of legally, depending on where you were. But you weren't supposed to where you were. If you were where you were supposed to be, I think. So they weren't slaves, but they were treated like they were. Everything in order? Great. Let's take a walk.
Oh man, can we take a break? I mean, it's kind of been a long walk from all the way to the top of that skyscraper.
Yeah, I'm pretty tired. Let's stop here. But essentially, after the Civil War ended, President Lincoln got ready to start bringing the country together again. He asked the people stuff like, "Hey, you still hate black people?" and "Hey, can I borrow a shoe?" And they were all like, "Yeah." But then all of a sudden, President Lincoln went to this play that was really bad. And then he died because he was so bored. And then Godzilla showed up and all this crazy stuff.
What are you talking about? That isn't how any of this happened. That isn't how anything happens. Gosh, you're weird.
Look, I don't know, okay? Brandon told me to walk with the camera, but I didn't know what I was talking about, so I just started making stuff up and hoping it worked, okay? Why don't you do it?
What, you think I know any of this stuff? Where's Brandon when you need him?
He's either eating or asleep, so I guess we'll just have to do it this time.
Alright, well, anyways, after the Civil War, Lincoln started his own presidential plans, which allowed for the states to re-enter the Union as long as 10% of their population pledged allegiance to the Union, and they began accepting newly formed amendments.
Those amendments made slavery illegal, made American-born freed slave citizens, and gave African-American men the right to vote.
Whoa. You knew that, but you didn't know that Godzilla didn't attack Abraham Lincoln?
Now that's just dumb. I thought Godzilla attacked the U.S., not good ol' Abe. Too bad Abe isn't still here, though. He was a good man.
Anyways, Lincoln's 10% plan seemed to be the official way the government was going to try to solve the issue, despite congressional opposition. When he was killed, however, and not by Godzilla, or He-Man, or Thor, or Gaben, or Shrek, or whoever you think it was. Congress stepped in and implemented their plan, although it was different than Lincoln's. They were both similar.
However, the plan Congress proposed was much more harsh on white slave owners and made it more of a challenge to rejoin the Union. Meanwhile, Andrew Johnson stepped in as president because he ran with Lincoln. The South resented him, but because he came from the South, the North hated him, despite agreeing with Northern ideals.
I'm getting tired of talking. Where did Brandon go?
I'm right here, guys. How's it going?
What the?
How you doing?
How long have you been over there?
Well, let's see. It's 3 o'clock now, right? And you carry the 1. That's 4 past 6. So at least a week.
A week? What have you been doing for a week?
Dude, I'm eating. What did you expect?
Called it. You owe me 9-7.
Fine. Brandon, can you explain why this is important, though, please? I gotta go find a way to rob a bank of exactly $9.
And I gotta go beat up 7. Thanks.
Okay, I guess. Bye, guys. I guess I speak now. The plans that were presented helped to set the stage for some of the biggest issues we faced in the civil rights movements of the 1960s. The South, in order to be admitted into the Union, had to accept the amendments granting rights to African Americans. However, the South counteracted this with black codes, guidelines made to restrict the rights and freedoms of African American people. These black codes later transitioned into Jim Crow laws, which were fought against by civil rights leaders such as Martin Luther King Jr. and Rosa Parks. The laws that were made by the South during this time left lasting impacts on the opportunities African American people would have, their impact in government, and in fact made many people in the South feel helpless against the leaders in politics and society. There were also opposition groups such as the KKK who oppressed African Americans through fear and intimidation.
Right, what he said.
And then what, Brandon?
Well, and then people started heading west.
Kanye West was popular back then?
Yeah, but he was like really, really young back then.
So, a kid singer?
No, you idiot. He was a kid rapper. Don't be silly.
How in the world did either of the two of you even make it into high school?
The school bus, dummy. God. Seven, can you believe he got paired up with such a delinquent?
I know, Joe. Like, Brandon, you just really need to buy some IQ points. You're really bringing us down at this point.
You know what? That's it. I'm leaving.
Hey, no. We need you to do our work for us.
You know what? I'm gonna go take a nap. You guys go do the next part.
Yeah, well, I work better alone anyway. Okay, so I guess we just make it up as we go along now or something? I'm not really sure what to do.
No, I think we can figure it out. Don't you take notes?
Yeah, but I sold them.
Why would you sell your notes?
I needed money.
How much did you sell them for?
Exactly $9.
Well, at least I get my $9. You're lucky I stored mine inside the hollow part of my big toe.
Well, at least you kept them.
You're welcome, pleb.
I think I might have found something. Let me use my telekinesis to pick it up. Okay, let me read what this says real quick. Hey girl, you look like Beyonce. I think
Beyonce is pretty cute. And by Beyonce, I mean you. I know your name isn't Beyonce, but you can call me Jay-Z. The J is short for Joseph, and the Z is short for your perfect man. I promise this is true. I wrote you a poem. Roses are red, violets are blue. I can make you have a perfect boyfriend. That boyfriend is me. Did you fall from heaven because you should go to homecoming with me? Sincerely, your dream boy, Joseph T. Bartholomew West. Wrong paper. Many of the settlers left for the west to gain land. Settlers would be given 160 acres under just a few stipulations. The settlers needed to build a house and begin farming by 5 years of settlement. Many white settlers took advantage of this opportunity. Meanwhile, many black settlers headed to the Pacific for a different reason: escape. The violence and racism that many African Americans faced was enough for some to pack up their few belongings and hope for a new life out west. As many farmers and African Americans headed west, the agriculture industry in the South shrunk a bit smaller and accommodated for a new type of industry: textiles. We interrupt this broadcast to bring you a very special message. Don't textile and drive.
Over 12 trillion people die every hour by textiling and driving.
Take, for example, this poor sponge.
The sponge was sewing a blanket for his mother while he was driving.
He died that day.
His mother will never be warm. She does not have a blanket or a son.
Thank you for listening to this very special message.
Those kids are so dumb. I cannot stand them anymore. Like, for real. Let's just finish this and be over with it. The growth in factories, mainly textiles, changed the economy of the South in a very quick manner. At the same time, the westward settlers began to experience a whole new system as well. Native Americans pushed west years before in order to make room for white settlers in the east and south had begun living there. The government offered up to 80 acres of land for each Native American tribe member and attempted to force them to learn English. Despite this, there were still conflicts. Many Native Americans were understandably unhappy. People had come into their lands many years ago and told them either assimilate or leave, and it seemed to be happening again.
And so, although cultures may have clashed and although there were still issues, it seemed like most of the problems had died down. The country was expanding, the economy growing, and there were opportunities abound for seemingly everyone.
I wouldn't go that far, Seven. What? Because that's not exactly true. In fact, some citizens.
Shut up. Let me be happy for once. I'm sick and tired of working. I just want to sit in Mr. Gilkey's class and play on my computer instead of working again.
Yeah, you know what? Me too. I think we've covered everything we need, right?
No, 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 no. We actually have quite a bit more to cover when it comes to the way that some people chose.
Yep. Thanks for watching. Oh. Oh. Fireworks!